Hey everybody, Witch Doctor here doing another how-to video. Today we're going to talk about something on a little bit older bikes, the gas cap. A lot of people send these in to us to get powder coated, and this is one we have to do. So I'm going to show you how to take this apart before you send it to us. And also, Victory sells a chrome one of these, so we're going to show you how to switch the parts over so that you can do it yourself. So it's real easy. So come in and I'll show you what you have to do. First off, there's just these little Allen heads or Phillips head screws all the way around. You don't have to worry about the two up here. So these little screws here, you just want to unscrew them and take them off. And you want to have, I set everything here on a rag, but you want to have a little cup or something to put those screws in so that you don't lose them, because they are awful small. You get bumped and they'll fly everywhere. But you just take these screws out. And again, this is something you would do before you send us the cap to get powder coated, or if you wanted to just change it out yourself. Okay, once you get all the screws out, this piece here will just lift off. It's kind of stuck a little bit, so you have to kind of pop it loose there. And you'll see this will just kind of lift off. And there is a gasket under there. So this gasket right here, make sure it comes off with it. And I don't know if you can see here, but there's a couple little prongs. One right here, one here, and one here. You have to make sure when you put that back on, those little prongs go into the spots where they belong, and that helps to snap it in. Now the next thing you want to do is this little clip right here that kind of just popped off when I picked that up. You want to make sure you get that off, and notice it just goes on. It's kind of hard to show you, it's so small, but these little tabs right here, it just kind of sits on there. Just kind of goes like that, and what that does, that holds the pin in underneath. So make sure when you take that off, you pay attention to which way it is, because you can put it, if you put it on that way, it's upside down. So make sure you watch how that comes out. Okay, now the only other thing you do is you lift that up, and you can see the little flap fall down. Just push it up. Just lift that up and pull it through, and you'll see there's a pin in here. Take that pin out, and that's all there is to it. So you're going to set all that stuff aside. You're going to send us the little flap and the lid, and that's basically all there is to taking that apart. It's pretty easy. The last thing you're going to want to do is this little gasket seal here. You can just kind of pull that out. Now you don't want to pull real hard, but just kind of pull it, and if I could show you, just kind of get it going and kind of work it, and it'll pull right out, and you won't tear it. If you tear it, you screw it up. So just be real careful. It will come out like I showed you, real easy, but just be careful. So that's all there is to it. So this would be how you take everything apart. You would send us these 2 or 3, however you look at this, the ring in the lid, and then the little flap. You would send us that for powder coat. When we go to put it back together, we'll show you that, but you just do everything in the reverse. Okay, so we got our gas cap lid back from powder coat. We just got done powder coating it, so we'll show you how to reassemble this. Again, it's pretty easy. You take your little flap and your pin. Make sure your pin's clean. If you want to put a little bit of light oil on it or something so that it pivots, just slide the pin through there. You're going to just drop that down right through there, real easy, simple enough. And then I set it down and get the flap so it closes. Take your little keeper, and remember that the curve has to go down, and it goes on those couple pins that are there. So make sure you get that on there the right way. Next thing you're going to do is take your mechanism here, make sure it's clean, make sure you don't have any junk on it, make sure this gasket doesn't look torn. You're just going to set that down on there, and you're going to want to make sure these little pins here, there's one there, one here, and one here. Make sure those go in the corresponding holes here, here, and in the front here, right here. So you might put a little oil, put a little dab of oil on there, just to kind of help it go down in there. and you'll feel it just kind of snaps down in. And then you're just going to take your screws and put those back in. Now you don't want to tighten them up all the way. You want to just get them started. Once you get them all in, then you can go back around and tighten them up. And I like to kind of go in a crisscross. You know, don't start here and here and here. Don't do that. You want to go crisscross. Star pattern is kind of what they call it. And these are real easy to cross thread, so make sure when you're putting them in, you know, if they're going in hard, you're doing something wrong. They should go in pretty easy. They're hard screws to kind of work with, but because they're so small, but they should go in easy. If you end up cross threading them, you're going to have problems. The last one in. And once you get that one in, you can kind of tighten them up. And again, go in a cross pattern, star pattern. And I just kind of go around and double check them. Okay, and that's basically it on that. You should be able to get that to close, you know, no problem. Your lid should be able to open and close real easy, nothing binding up on that. So the last thing you want to do is your little seal that you have here goes in here, and if you forgot, you want to make sure the seal is down. Put the bigger spot on the bottom, and the way you do that, you just push it through, just the opposite how you took it out. Sometimes if you want to put a little oil on there, a little spit, I just use a little spit, put it on there, push it in, and just grab this side of it. And again, be careful, don't really use tools because you don't want to tear it, but you'll see right here, there's a little, it's kind of hard to see, but right here, there's a little ridge in here. That has to snap down in. So I'll try to do it with a screwdriver so you can see it. That snaps down in so that this doesn't pop out, and then you just want to spin it. Make sure this little tab right here goes in the right spot. So that's really all there is to it. It's ready to put back in your bike. That's all there is to working on a gas cap. Thanks for watching.